Steve Tober with Coach Ed Sadloch of Cedar Grove, and Ed coming off a memorable 11-1 championship season, but you graduated a plethora, a wealth of talent, and you have to reload.
Yeah, we're going to have to reload. We feel defensively we'll be fine. I think our offensive line's okay. It's the skilled kids are going to have to catch up.
You had a couple of situation backs, Mealy and a couple of the kids that filled in. I mean, tell us about the offensive skill kids in 2010.
Well, Booth is back, and Booth, he was a backup halfback to Caggiano, so he's back. We have a young man. We're going to move from wide receiver to running back, Benanti. Okay, Gerard Benanti. He's doing a nice job for us. Kid who didn't play last year, Michael Grimmiser came out. He's coming. He's establishing himself as a wideout. We have Schlosser back at tight end. Our fullback is Niglo. He's backed up by Joe McShane, who's a junior. So again, it's just a question of repetition, and getting into live action and stuff like that.
A lot of these other kids graduated. I'm thinking of on my head, like, of course, Gonzalez is gone, and Patsy, I just say, and Gogarty as a quarterback. What about that quarterback position?
It's a freshman. His Joey Slattery right now, he's doing a nice job for us. He got rattled the second week here, but since then he's been on a roll, and he's getting stronger every week. We're doing some things to help him out. Obviously, we're not going to probably throw as much as we have in the past, only because he's this young. We're going to try to establish a run game, but he's going to be a good one down the road for us.
You got to feel with your coaching staff, it's a matter of getting these kids in line. Defensively, you're always pretty consistent. Defensively, you feel it's potentially a pretty good position?
I think, because of the depth of our linemen, I think we're going to be able to have kids play on the offensive line and then have their backups play on the defensive line, which will help us a little bit. Backers will be okay. Booth is back. He's a returning linebacker. Niglos is there. Byron Paradis, a senior who played defensive end. We moved him to linebacker. We have a young man, Schumacher, who is backing up in the middle. He'll start for us, Ben Schumacher. And, like I said, the secondary, I think, probably just as good as last year's. I think, the kids are rising to the occasion. This is helping them tremendously.
Let's talk about this, Ed. The Essex Passing League, you and John Jacob at West Orange. This is your fourth year? Fourth year, and it's really worked out well. I saw Rich Hansen over St. Peter's Prep is here, and Irvington with Pete Pasquarello this year. MKA came in this year. You got some nice mix of teams, but some really good ones in the league really seems to be blossoming.
Well, I think it helps everybody out. It gets the kids together. It builds a little camaraderie and stuff. Plus, you get a chance to work on some of your stuff, your receivers routes, your timing and things like that you kind of hurry through during the practices in August. So, I think it's a very beneficial thing. Again, Jake does a great job. I'm just here in name only. I just kind of add a little credibility to it, but he does a great job organizing it, and I just basically set up the cones for him,
I mean, you have facilities like this. I mean, which is basically the soccer field, but it's perfect for the 7-on-7s here at West Orange, and the main football field. Just great facilities at West Orange.
They're outstanding. I wish we had them in Cedar Grove.
I mean, you had the lights there. You wish you had gotten the turf. I know that.
That's true. Sometime, maybe not in my lifetime, we'll see it, but we're happy with what we got. We like Friday night games.
And talking about Friday night, some great games. Glen Ridge you got early on.
Glen Ridge at their place. We're open. That's during the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got Verona in week 3, I think,
that's week
coming
3,
to your
Verona,
place.
That's a night game. Hoboken will be a night game.
Yeah, that's a game for you and Verona. Have had some great games, Hoboken, in the playoffs over the last several years.
Right.
And to have them come up to Cedar Grove on a Friday night is kind of a nice atmosphere.
It's exciting. It's exciting. Plus, we'll have Weequahic and Orange there on a Friday night, too. So, we expect to get some nice crowds this year on Friday nights.
And again, the beefier schedule on paper, the toughest teams are going to be the first month, 5 weeks.
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. I mean, it's so much more competitive than the way it's been. But we appreciate it and we look forward to it.
And Ed, how about your staff? Any new additions on the coaching staff?
Well, basically, Kosi Remy has stepped up as a volunteer assistant. He's working with Senator O'Toole right now, but he has some free time, so he's going to help us when he can. Jim Canizzo retired. So Rob Gogarty now is getting paid, and Rob is, in addition to being the basketball coach, he's going to probably coach our offensive backs and our secondary. And, basically the rest of the staff is intact.
And a great staff it is. Al Calcagno's always, and Al Weber is a great guy. You talk about athletes, and Cedar Grove certainly has the multi-sport athlete, the classic sense of the word. And you have to appreciate, even being an old football guy, Patsy Caggiano, baseball, Montclair State, Rob Gogarty on your staff is going to be the head basketball coach and a great basketball career at Maryland, Baltimore County. So you appreciate the multi-sport kid at Cedar Grove more than ever, and the way they go on to future success in college and as coaches.
Without a doubt. They wind up making a decision what they want to do, and, once they make that decision, I back him 100%. You know, we got a couple of guys playing baseball off this team. You know, and again, again, Patsy, you and I've talked about this. I respect his decision. I still think he's a better football player. But what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You know, these are what kids want to do, and you know, God bless them. As long as they graduate and they understand, you know, the chances of getting into the major leagues in the NFL aren't that important as long as they get the degree.
And Ed, Mike Carter of Bloomfield in his 20th year in Essex County. This is what, number 20th. It's unusual in this day and age of what coaches have to deal with. I'm not going to get into all the politics that are involved with coaching in public schools today, but you and Mike Carter are kind of an exception.
Yeah, well, you know what it is. George Jenkins hired me 20 years ago, you know, with Bailey Ellard, and when I left Bailey Ellard, they couldn't afford me, and you know, George hired me, and I've been loyal to Cedar Grove ever since. You know, and as long as they have me, I'm hanging around.
All right, Ed. Well, good luck in season number 20, and you started at Cedar Grove when you were 22 years old. I know, so it's
about 22. Yeah, I think I was 18. I was a child prodigy.
But Ed Sadloch doing a great job again at Cedar Grove, and best of luck in 2010.
Thanks, Steve.
Ed Sadloch of Cedar Grove. I'm Steve Tober.